Shocking showdown. Danielle Smith confronts hostile crowd in Edmonton. On August 14, 2025, Premier Danielle Smith faced an unprecedented challenge as she engaged with a charged crowd at the Alberta Next panel in Edmonton. This event, part of a series of town halls aimed at gathering public feedback on provincial issues, quickly escalated into a spectacle of political unrest. The panel was intended to discuss significant topics such as the Alberta pension plan, policing reforms, and the future of healthcare in the province, but the atmosphere quickly turned chaotic, overshadowing the issues at hand. As nearly 750 attendees gathered, the room was filled with palpable tension. Protesters, identifying themselves as part of a woke mob, disrupted the proceedings with chants and jeers, transforming what was supposed to be a constructive forum into a combative environment. This disruption highlighted the deepening cultural and political divides within Alberta, where debates on issues like provincial autonomy and federal relations have become increasingly polarized. The room echoed with sentiments of frustration and anger, reflecting broader societal discontent. Premier Smith, aiming to foster open dialogue, was met with boos and heckles as she attempted to address the crowd. Her opening remarks, "When Edmonton speaks, we listen," were met with skepticism and laughter, signaling the audience's distrust in the government's willingness to engage meaningfully. This reaction was emblematic of a broader sentiment in the province, where many citizens feel that their voices have been sidelined in favor of political agendas. The moderator, Bruce McAllister, struggled to maintain order as off-topic questions and interruptions became frequent, further hindering the panel's intended purpose. The disruptions were not limited to verbal outbursts. Security personnel were compelled to intervene as some attendees approached the podium, shouting about various social issues, including trans rights and Indigenous rights, which were not on the agenda. These confrontations underscored the challenges officials face in maintaining civility at public consultations, especially when emotions run high and issues are deeply personal. The atmosphere was charged with a sense of urgency, as many participants felt that their concerns were not just political, but fundamental to their identities and lives. Eva Chipiak, an attendee, observed that the environment was highly emotional and polarized, making respectful dialogue almost impossible. Many speakers appeared visibly anxious, their voices shaking as they attempted to convey their perspectives amidst the shouting. Applause often became a measure of winning, rather than a signal of agreement or understanding, further complicating the dynamics of the event. This behavior reflects a broader trend where louder voices are perceived as more legitimate, sidelining reasoned debate and evidence-based discussions. The Alberta Next panels were designed to provide constituents with a platform to engage directly with their elected officials, offering feedback on policies that affect their daily lives. However, the events have often devolved into spectacles, undermining the very purpose of public engagement. While the UCP government intends these sessions to gather input and refine policies, the frequent disruptions raise questions about their effectiveness and the state of political discourse in the province. Critics argue that the government's approach has inadvertently created an environment where constructive dialogue is nearly impossible. Supporters of the government's initiatives argue that these panels are essential for democratic engagement, allowing citizens to voice their concerns and contribute to policy development. They believe that despite the challenges, such forums are crucial for fostering transparency and accountability. Proponents assert that a healthy democracy requires open channels of communication between officials and the public, even if those conversations are fraught with tension. On the other hand, critics contend that the panels are merely performative exercises, designed to give the illusion of consultation without yielding meaningful change. They argue that the government often fails to act on the feedback received, which leads to disillusionment among constituents. This perception has fueled the anger displayed at events like the one in Edmonton, as many participants feel that their voices are not being heard or respected. The tension at the Edmonton panel also reflects broader cultural and political divides within Alberta and between Western provinces and Eastern Canada. Many participants perceived a lack of seriousness from the government in pursuing reforms, while others were frustrated that federal policies and funding shortfalls have created obstacles in areas like public health, housing, and local infrastructure. These frustrations often manifest as heightened emotions and confrontational behavior at public events, complicating efforts to engage in productive dialogue. Ultimately, the Alberta Next panels reveal the complexity of engaging constituents in a polarized environment. They provide a platform for voices to be heard, but also expose the challenges of balancing constructive feedback with disruptive tactics. Officials must navigate these spaces carefully, ensuring that productive discussions can occur while minimizing the influence of performative activism. The stakes are high. The outcome of these discussions could shape the province's future policies. For those attending future panels, reserving seats early is advised to prevent disruptions from hijacking the conversation. Alberta's political landscape remains tense, and events like Edmonton's panel underscore the difficulties governments face in fostering trust, facilitating dialogue, and advancing meaningful reforms. While panels can be valuable, their current implementation raises questions about their efficacy and the state of political discourse in the province. As Alberta continues to grapple with issues of provincial autonomy and federal relations, the need for respectful and constructive dialogue becomes increasingly important. The events in Edmonton serve as a stark reminder of the challenges inherent in democratic engagement, particularly when deep-seated divisions and emotions are involved. Moving forward, it will be crucial for all parties to work towards fostering an environment where open and respectful discussions can take place, allowing for the development of policies that truly reflect the needs and desires of the people. In conclusion, the Alberta Next panel in Edmonton on August 14, 2025, was more than just a public consultation. It was a reflection of the current state of political discourse in Alberta. The disruptions and confrontations highlighted the challenges of engaging a polarized populace and underscored the importance of creating spaces where meaningful dialogue can occur. As the province moves forward, it will be essential to find ways to bridge divides and foster a political environment that encourages thoughtful and respectful engagement. The lessons learned from this event could shape the future of political interactions in Alberta for years to come.